Welcome to game 2 of the series. Red Wings smashed Cheese. Destroyed him. 486 victory point victory. And if Cheese uses the same build he used against Momo, I wonder if Red Wings knows exactly what Cheese's builds are and studied them and is intentionally countering them, or it just so happened that Red Wings was hard countering Cheese in game 1 just because of sheer... that's just what he was gonna do. And Cheese just so happened to pick the worst possible build against it. Either way, let's see what happens in game 2. Cheese is going to go mechanized here, throwing out 2 rear echelons into his WC-51, just like he did against Momo. And Red Wings is going to go over Commando West with a rather early, but standard battle group headquarters right here. So nothing weird from Red Wings yet. He might go full meta for OKW, which, to be fair, even picking OKW is pretty non-meta, but on this map against US forces, he could probably make it work, especially against Mechanized. But Mechanized is quite strong against OKW initially. Stern Pioneers are going to retreat. There they go. WC-51 pushing them around will prevent them from firing their SCGs, but he's not going to be in time to catch this thing setting up, fortunately for Red Wings, although he will be in time to do a little bit of damage. Aww. Thank you, Taken Out Granted, for your $10 donation. Yes, it is my pleasure to continue casting. I'm glad that you think I'm articulate. And I'm glad that I made you feel welcome. Thank you very much for your $10 donation. That's very generous of you.
This is it.
Folks Grenadiers engaging against the WC-51 are falling quite low quite quickly in red cover there, but they're not going to hard retreat. Yes, they are. He didn't feel comfortable trying to make it back to that battle group headquarters to out-reinforce the damage. And here's an early Rakettenwerfer from Red Wings to try to counter the WC-51, which I think he will. Nicely played by Red Wings. WC-51 down. And now that that is done, I guess the Rakettenwerfer has no real job. Probably just going to run that around taking territory, I guess. And this squad is going to make its way back towards the battle group headquarters to try and get that territory under control. I don't know if riflemen can destroy the wreck with small arms fire. Something I should know. I'm ashamed of myself for not knowing that. Probably not. So that'll be a little bit of free fuel for Red Wings. Get that under his control. And he's like, fuck it, elite armor. Here we go. Elite armor locked in. Red Wings is going hard for that Coco Jambo award. He wants that $50. He's going to make it work. So... here we go, elite armor locked in with a Folks Grenadier Rakettenwerfer opening. Stern Pioneers going in on the rear echelon troops right here will force that retreat. There they go. Forced to retreat across the river. Stern Pioneers will move to take control of the fuel point next. Red Wings does not have very much map control right now. Cheese off to a great map control start with his double rear echelon troops. WC-51 pushing Red Wings into the base a couple of times, and then rear echelon troops capping quite quickly on the flanks. That's going to give Cheese a lot of fuel. 36 coming in right now. Going Lieutenant, try and crank up the pressure on Red Wings, but since there's already a Rakettenwerfer on the field, Red Wings will have a counter to light vehicles from this point. The Rakettenwerfer can kill the M20 and AA half-track in 2 shots each, so he'll have to be careful how he utilizes those. Thanks for the follow, Jobar700. Riflemen engaging from a position in green cover over here against these Folks Grenadiers. Should win that engagement slowly over time, but Red Wings just wants to slow down the victory point drain, which he will if he can get that captured, and it looks like I'll have no problem doing that. Lieutenant on the field into an M20. And Red Wings is going to crush the sniper nest? No. Not sure. I think he might want to set up another tech tier, but if he does do that, it's going to slow down those Panzer IVs significantly. Mostly he just needs to get control of the left side fuel point, if at all possible. And thanks for the follow at war. Folks Grenadiers moving towards the center to try and stop the clock. Very small lead for Cheese at this point, just a 50-point lead. That's not a big deal. Trading for VPs center and left. And the Rakettenwerfer is here. Maybe he'll get some lucky snipes. It could happen. Has anybody seen Von Ivan's highlight video where his Raketenwerfer like one-shots a 3-man penal battalion or something and wipes the squad? Here's the M20. M20 going in hard on the Volksgrenadiers right here. And there's the retreat. Cut-off maneuver by these rear echelon troops, by the way. Thank you again for the follow, LND Marcy. Stern Pioneers taking control of the point. Volksgrenadiers had to retreat from the M20, which is circling around, and the Raketenwerfer is going to have to try and find a way to fire on that thing. No forward retreat point for RedxWings, so he will not be able to do anything like that. Thanks for the follow, Lord Talon. Wow, getting a lot of follows. Riflemen have to hide a little bit from the AA emplacement right there. Stern Pioneers going into close range against these riflemen. Oh geez, what is that SWS doing? I don't know if that Raketenwerfer's... RedxWings should try and get this thing to safety at least. That Raketenwerfer's probably dead. No Panzerschreck upgraded yet. One is in progress on this Volksgrenadier squad. SWS is just... Maybe he's gonna try and let it die. Actually, he might want to salvage the fuel. He's gonna try and block. He's gonna try and block the M20. Raketenwerfer does get cleared. 50 cal will suppress both of RedxWings squads over here. Over here on the right side, a bunch of stuff is gonna be forced to retreat. There's finally Panzerschreck. Oh, and it gets lucky engine damage. Oh my god, I can't believe that just happened. Is that M20 really gonna go down right here? That squad has to retreat. Here comes the final shot. There it is, out of control, M20 destroyed, and Volksgrenadiers try to retreat through the smoke. Lieutenant chasing hard. RedxWings might lose his Panzerschreck in exchange for killing that M20, which I'm not entirely sure was worth it if they don't get away. Are they really going to escape right here? Really, are they going to escape? Wow. RedxWings is one lucky son of a bitch. I can't even believe that. Lieutenant is not able to finish the job, and the M20 will go down. Second squad of Stern Pioneers on the field is going to try and harass right. They should be able to counter lone rear echelon troop squads, but other than that, they'll be a little bit vulnerable. Lots of stuff reinforcing here in the base. Needs to try and push Cheese away from the battle group headquarters. He does not have any suppression with which to shut down Cheese's infantry. He's going to have to try and maybe find a way to steal stuff. If he can get all of this stuff to retreat, he'll have opportunities to salvage on the SWS and M20. He needs to try and recover that Raketenwerfer as well. I love dudes. Thank you for your $5. And trust me, you're not the first person who has like not played the game at all because they just watch the stream instead. You can trust me. Even I sometimes I'm like, I could play right now, but I'm just gonna watch Civ or like I'm just gonna watch like Hans or something. I don't know. So you're not alone. Thank you so much for your $5 donation. Stern Pios retreat away from an engagement over here from these riflemen. Will move to take control of this strategic point. And Lieutenant is going to push away those Volksgrenadiers. These Volksgrenadiers moving to take control of the center VP.
Area secure. Covers the advances. Grenadiers back to full strength. Infantry attacking in force. Battle promotion! Continue with rocket fire!
Price just sent me a question on Steam. He's like, Romeo, I have a question. Is getting an elephant in a 1v1 meta or non-meta? Why do you ask, Price? Yes, of course, getting an elephant is non-meta. I don't think I've ever seen an elephant purchased in Star-Crossed Kings. Actually, except Price purchased one once. Against somebody that he was annihilating horribly. Riflemen taking control of the munitions here over on the right side, and rear echelon troops are moving over here to the right to try and get that under control. MG42 firing on these Volksgrenadiers, bringing them, well, suppressing them. New SWS on the field. Don't know if RedxWings is going to try and set that up anywhere. He's got himself an infantry support gun. His biggest concern right now is victory points. He cannot break this triple cap. He's got a battle group here, but he doesn't have the retreat point, so every time he has to retreat, it pushes him all the way off the battlefield, and it's really hurting him for map control. He's being forced to retreat quite a bit by these 50 cals. Cheese trying to give RedxWings a bit of a taste of his own medicine, although at least RedxWings will have a suppression source now. Very good to have that on the field. 50 cal suppresses those Sturm Pios as they try to advance. Volksgrenadiers have to retreat from the lieutenant, and this engagement goes completely wrong for RedxWings. He will lose control of the fuel and still fail to take control of this left side victory point. The 50 cal over here continues to be a nuisance, and we're going to have a bit of a flank by these two infantry squads against these Sturms. Sturms should be able to win against rifles at that level of HP, though. They're quite wounded. And taking up a position in this building with only one north-facing window, they're not going to win that. Falling quite low, will be forced to retreat. There they go. There's a Sherman on the field already! My god, that was so quick. Even I wasn't ready for that to come out. Wait, where's this major? Like, where does this major go? I don't understand. Did he just suicide his major again and I missed it? Apparently. What is it with Cheese and just like, fuck this major. He just throws his major away. There goes that Volksgrenadier squad. Infantry support gun in danger. There are two Raketenwerfers on the field. One just rolling on now. This one right here needs to try to manage the threat of this Sherman as well as he can. Mine right there on the road. If that Sherman tries to circle strafe, it'll probably go down, but it can probably just engage this Raketenwerfer frontally and be fine. Does take one shot right there. Gonna pull back to safety. Second Raketenwerfer moving up doesn't quite get a shot off. 50 cal moving up will suppress the Raketenwerfer, and again, there is no forward retreat point. There's no way for RedxWings to break suppression without retreating here. If he can't force that machine gun to reposition to safety somehow. But it's actually going to sprint back across the river over here. Infantry support gun gets a pretty good shot off on the 50 cal right there. Raketenwerfer moves to try and push the Sherman away again, and there it goes. We'll be forced off and away from this engagement. Volksgrenadiers attempting harassment on the right side will get shut down by riflemen, and there's the retreat from RedxWings, who, by the way, has not floated very much munitions. It's very important to float munitions as lead armor. It's also very important to spend munitions as Upper Commander West, which is why this commander is so bad. You need the munitions for the upgrades on your Panzer IVs once they hit the field. Oh no, is that gonna go down? Is that really gonna go down? Sherman destroyed! Wow, I have to say, Cheese was a little careless with that. It goes down to just good Raketenwerfer placement. And one Sherman has been annihilated. This does, by the way, give RedxWings some salvage opportunities over here. There's two wrecks that he could salvage, and he has time. He's going to slow down the victory point drain, also very important. 250 victory points left. Cheese up to 8 CPs, though, with 360 munitions. He will be able to drop artillery twice, which is going to potentially be devastating to this kind of behavior by the battle group headquarters. Here comes a blob. Oh my god, that infantry support gun hit! Wow! Two squads instantly forced to retreat. That's going to weaken this push significantly. Sturm Pioneers taking control of the center of VP, and these Sturm Pios are making their way left for that fuel point.
Point secure. Maintains in position. Infantry attacking in force.
50 cal moving up, trying to shut down that Volksgrenadier blob. Sturm Pioneers are going to harass left, and it looks like they will be opposed by at least one of these four squads. Raketenwerfer are going to do some backcapping on the right now that the Shermans are off the field. You can use that to safely backcap. Good use of the Raketenwerfer right now. I think he salvaged the Sherman. Either that or the wreck blew up somehow. Still no salvage on the M20 though. Needs to do some healing here by the battle group. Still no forward retreat point. He's kept his manpower down very low this game with a 4 Volksgrenadier, 2 Sturm Pio, 2 Raketenwerfer infantry support gun corps. Pretty. Oh, really? That mine? Oh my god, I can't believe this luck for RedxWings this game. Lieutenant just got wiped on a shoe mine. Wow. Mechanized artillery being dropped on the battle group here brings it to about half. With double Sturm Pios, RedxWings should be able to get that repaired easily enough. There is now a Scot on the field. Scott on the field does minor damage to these Volksgrenadiers, which Red Wings should try and split up if at all possible. It doesn't want to get wiped. Another squad just got wiped of rear echelon troops. But I don't think he can do this push. That's going to get wiped, I think, by the 50 cal. Maybe? Is that really going to survive? My god, Red Wings. Over here on the left, rear stern piles are going to be forced to retreat by a 50 cal. And infantry support gun is trying to try and push away that machine gun. Stern pioneers trying to get this thing repaired so that another artillery strike can't destroy it, but I think there may be nothing Red Wings can do to save this if he drops it on the battle group again, which he will. I'm pretty sure that's destroyed, and there's nothing Red Wings can do. Once he loses access to this battle group, he's just going to have to operate out of his base, and it's going to be even harder to prevent triple caps. So I think Red Wings is... Oh no, don't lose that, Scott! No! Nice push with that Rakettenwerfer, and late reaction from Cheese, bringing his army down to nothing but 2 riflemen, 2 50 cals, an ambulance, and a Sherman that's about to run on the field. If Red Wings is gonna get the victory point clock stopped, he's got the opportunity to do so. He's just really struggling for territory. He's got a nicely sized army, though. He did actually lose one of his Volksgrenadier squads somewhere. So nicely done by Cheese. Why would Red Wings set this up in such a far back position? All of Cheese's munitions have been exhausted on those artillery strikes. He should put that in a more aggressive position, if anything, not a defensive position. His opponent's army is getting so small. This Sherman is the only serious threat left to him. And yet he built this in such a safe location. I guess he just doesn't want to lose it again. I can respect that, but I hope it doesn't cost him the game. He's got so little time. 163 victory points left. He must take map control back right now. And by the way, his decision to rebuild this is going to cost him a lot of precious fuel. That's going to really slow down those Panzer IVs. If he's ever going to get those out, he needs to get a fuel point. Sherman doing a good job as a counter-harassment unit over here, pushing those Volksgrenadiers back into the base. Double Rakettenwerfer set up in the middle for that. I think Red Wings might want to consider throwing down one more mine. If he can damage that Sherman's engine, it would help a lot. That squad's probably going to get wiped. Fortunately, it's a fresh squad, so they have no Shrek and no veterancy. It's not that big of a deal to lose. Unless he doesn't chase. He's not going to chase. He's going to let that get away. There is one Panzer Shrek squad available in the base for that. Slowing down the triple cap here is failing. Rifle squad to counter these Volksgrenadiers. Late retreat on that squad, Red Wings. There they go. They might get away. Stern Pioneers moving to push away the second rifle squad right there. Infantry support guns setting up to maybe try and snipe a rifle squad. 50 cal set up over here to try and punish those Stern Pioneers if they get too aggressive. Fortunately, the victory point on the right side is currently captured for Red Wings, which will slow things down. Rakettenwerfer making its way center to push away that Sherman. Uh-oh, what is that Sherman doing? Just set up in front of 2 Rakettenwerfers. Move! Move! Oh my god, is that gonna die right now? Oh my god! I can't believe this is happening. Cheese, what are you doing with your vehicles? That is so many vehicles lost to just sitting in front of Rakettenwerfers. Whatever. Wow. Infantry support gun plus grenade prompts that machine gun to retreat, but these munitions expenditures by Red Wings means even if those Panzer IVs do hit the field, I don't know if they're gonna get any upgrades, and they're not gonna be able to do that much. Another Sherman in production because every time he loses one, whatever, I'll just make another one. I've got both fuel points, I've got the whole map, I can suicide as many Shermans as I want, ain't no thing. Stern Pioneers trying to get behind that 50 cal will be successful. And it's going to retreat. That's going to give Red Wings a little bit of time, a little bit of breathing room, and a much needed fuel point. Stern Pioneers are not quite successful in wiping that machine gun on the retreat, but they came dangerously close. Over here in the center, Vet 3 Volksgrenadiers trying to hold the line against this rifle squad. Look like they're going to get forced to retreat. Over here on the right side, Lieutenant against Volksgrenadiers and Stern Pios. Look like that Lieutenant's actually doing quite well in this because Red Wings maybe wasn't paying attention. Does make it to some yellow cover. And will stop the clock. Turns the clock against Cheese at 125 victory points remaining. Here comes another Sherman down the right side. Will force away these Folks Grenadiers. There they go, and Red Wings is now 30 fuel away. At this rate, it's going to take maybe 2 minutes, as he has just taken control of the left side victory point. So 2 minutes if he can hold his current territory and keep that clock stopped, and he will get those Panzer IVs on the field. Rifleman had to retreat from an engagement in the center, and that is a repurchased lieutenant, by the way. 300 munitions, or manpower. Also, ouch, big HE shell right there on the Sherman. Fortunately, Rakettenwerfer is available to push that away. Infantry support comes up to Vet 2 with 10 kills, not bad. Rakettenwerfer setting up just here in the central road, and a triple cap against Red Wings is about to start again, and he continues to really struggle to hold territory on any front, and I really wish that he had just built this in a more aggressive location with a forward retreat point where he would be likely to hold on to a victory point for the rest of this game, because if he can't hold on to either one of these center or left and his harassment attempts right continue to fail, I think he might just run out of time, despite the fact that he killed so many allied tanks and infantry squads. His own unit preservation has been good, it's just so much bleed, really. He's only lost one squad. He's only lost one squad of Folks Grenadiers. His Rakettenwerfers get wiped a lot, though. Did both just get wiped in this engagement? Wow. That's not good. That leaves him with no counter to that Sherman. There might not be anything that Red Wings can do to salvage this game if his Rakettenwerfers just both went down in this engagement. Looks like his luck has run out. Can't stop this infantry blob for the center VP. We'll try and slow things down over here on the right side. Fortunately, his very last hope is these Panzer IVs. He needs to win the game with those, and he needs to take and not lose 2 victory points as soon as they hit the field.
75 points remaining.
Those squads fall dangerously low, but both Rakettenwerfers just got stolen, and with both of those Rakettenwerfers in his possession, those Panzer IVs are not likely to experience very much success when they finally do hit the field. He needs 200 more manpower. He's got the fuel together, though. And he will slow the victory point drain with the victory point over here on the right side. Red Wings is going to have to play pretty much flawlessly from this point forward if he's going to survive against 2 Shermans, 2 Rakettenwerfers with 2 Panzer IVs, and that Sherman diving into his base stands a very good chance of wiping infantry that Red Wings cannot afford to lose. Oh god, there goes 1 squad. There goes 2. There goes probably 3, and that's probably the game. And there will be nothing that Red Wings can do to recover from that. There is no amount of Panzer IV micro that can save this game for him. 59 points remaining for Red Wings, and Cheese should be able to get control of victory point and seal this game easily. But at least Red Wings will be able to call them in. Here they come. That Sherman is a little bit out of position. This Panzer IV will continue chasing this direction. This one will move on this flank. That shot missed. That shot connects. This Sherman might go down here. I think this Sherman will go down, out of control. So good opening with those. Red Wings doesn't have the munitions to equip even one with an armored skirt, unfortunately. They're going to head immediately right to try and save the day on this victory point. Here they come. But they disengage away from the engagement for the right side against this Sherman. Ambulance is, I don't even know what that ambulance is doing. This Panzer IV looks like it might go down just to Sherman armor-piercing rounds any second. There it goes, 1 Panzer IV down. Sherman might go down in exchange, though. No, shot missed, and both Rakettenwerfers are available for this engagement. Clock is ticking against Red Wings very fast. He is triple capped. And this last gasp will fail. Sherman survives. Both Panzer IVs destroyed by the stolen Rakettenwerfers, and I think Red Wings had a chance this game. I think he could have won if he didn't lose his 2 Rakettenwerfers. He just had to survive a little better before those Panzer IVs showed up, and I think this game was his. Unfortunately, he just could not get any map control. Mechanized took the game. Artillery barrage blowing up this battle group headquarters, and from that point Red Wings could never get back on the field. Well played, Cheese, and that will bring the series to 1-1, with Red Wings having faction selection in Game 3.